To think, our own professor was born in Fodlan, and yet knew nothing of the church. I never imagined explaining something so basic to an instructor of mine. You're something of a special case, are you not?
How strange that the Archbishop would ask someone like that to lead her students. There's clearly more to that decision than we know.
Lady Rhea is pretty scary sometimes. But to execute that whole group, just like that? It seems harsh, even for her.
If one of us does something bad, I wonder what she would do to us!
Professor, do you agree with the Archbishop's actions?
There you are, Professor. It seems Lady Rhea would like a word with you. Come with me.
The Archbishop lives. Not that I had ever placed much faith in those swine from the Western Church.
I have news, both good and bad. The remains of Seros were not in a tomb. However, something else was. The Sword of the Creator.
Ah, the weapon wielded by that thief, the King of Liberation.
Thief? Huh. At any rate, it is now in the hands of the Academy's new professor. I doubt you will be surprised to hear that the Crest Stone had already been removed from the sword when it was found.
As expected. It would be foolish to keep both in the same location.
There's more. The professor was able to awaken the sword's true power. Even without the Crest Stone, the sword glowed red. The professor's crest is compatible. There is no mistaking it.
Absurd. Using a relic without its crest stone should be impossible. The King of Liberation's bloodline should not even...
They must be allowed to keep it, for now. I do not have enough information about the professor to act. As for your request, I assent. The Death Knight is at your command. Use him well.
Good. I believe I will enjoy this a great deal.
I cannot thank you enough for defeating those invaders in the Holy Mausoleum, and especially for protecting the Sword of the Creator. That sword is one of the hero's relics, and the most precious artifact in the Church's possession. It is also a weapon of terrifying power. For now, I will entrust the sword to you. Please, use it wisely.
Lady Rhea, wait! Do you truly mean to give the Sword of the Creator to this stranger? Surely it is not the sort of thing one hands over so readily, even to someone who has the ability to wield it. If someone like Nemesis were to appear again, all of Fodlan would be consumed by war. Nemesis, the King of Liberation. He is an ancient king of mankind who was defeated by Seros over 1,000 years ago. When Fodlan was attacked by wicked gods, it is said that the goddess gifted Nemesis with the Sword of the Creator. Nemesis used that sword to defeat the wicked gods, saving all of Fodlan. Henceforth, he was dubbed the King of Liberation. However, his power began to corrupt him until he himself turned to the darkness. Saint Seros was forced to destroy him. Lady Rhea, I beg you to reconsider. Given a little more time, we could more accurately assess this stranger's abilities.
No. I have faith, Sereth. Faith that our friend here will not be corrupted by wickedness. Since the death of Nemesis, none have been able to wield the Sword of the Creator. Now, after all those long years of being sealed away, it has returned and found a new master.
I understand. As you wish, Lady Rhea. There you have it, Professor. See that you do not betray the trust the Archbishop has seen fit to bestow upon you.
The Sword of the Creator? The King of Liberation? Each tale is more confusing than the last. And I really can't read that Rhea at all. That sword is clearly precious. So why is she so keen to gift the thing to you? I feel as though we have become entangled in a mystery. And there is one more thing that has been plaguing me. The sword of the Creator. It somehow feels distinct from other relics we have seen. Such as the one that... Oh goodness, what was her name? Yes, her! The sword of the Creator is different from her Thunderbrand in one key way. It bears a hole, where something should have been, but is no more. I despise not knowing what is going on. It frightens me. And yet, I place my trust in you. I must. Whatever comes to pass, please swear to cut a path that is your own.
Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Tower of Black Winds. The ceaseless rains that satiate the verdant landscape of Fodlan are accompanied by fierce winds and mighty roars of thunder. This abundance of rain, sparkling as it falls against beams of emerging sunlight, is a constant reminder to the people of Fodlan that nature is ever wild and unpredictable. For when the rain finally does take pause, the clouds part and give way to a glorious rainbow.
I have a new mission for you, Professor. I would like...
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, the Lance of Ruin. Their leader's name is Miklan. He is apparently a disowned son of House Gautier. I believe it had something to do with his lack of a crest. Such happenings are fairly common within the kingdom.
The Crestless cannot unleash the goddess's power even if they possess a relic. Nonetheless, they are still capable of simply wielding those weapons.
The hero's relics are immensely powerful weapons. We must meet this threat with adequate force. Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seiros are away from the monastery, purging the apostates of the Western Church. So we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the Sword of the Creator, which is more than capable of opposing any relic.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon well beyond the other relics. You have nothing to fear. However, to ensure that no harm comes to the students, we will also send the monastery's most skilled individuals to aid you.
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner befitting the wielder of that holy sword. Also, you should know that Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. That is all.
Professor, I heard about our mission for this month. A thief with a hero's relic is worrisome, but with you at our side, I'm certain we can handle him. After all, you have the Sword of the Creator. It was allegedly wielded by Nemesis, the King of Liberation. If the legends are true, you hold the power to stand against entire armies. A band of thieves should be nothing. Even the most elite Imperial forces or the Knights of Seiros could not hope to defeat you. I'm just marveling at the potential. Besides, your power does not lie solely in the Sword of the Creator. You are stronger and more terrifying than you realize. Professor, when we leave the monastery, will you still think of yourself as my teacher? Never mind. I'm being thoughtless with my... For now, let's just focus on the problem at hand.
Good of you to come, Professor. I've heard much about you lately. Specifically, that you are able to awaken the Sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered. I had, of course, seen your crest before. However, at first, I failed to recognize its true nature. Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is perhaps merely a small part of a greater whole. In other words, your crest is too significant to be detected when using normal instruments. After this discovery, I began researching crests that might fit that description, which allowed for a temporary hypothesis. However, I could not be certain. The crest my conclusions led me to was far too unusual. A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium since the fall of Nemesis, the King of Liberation. The crest of flames. That is what you possess. Your ability to wield the Sword of the Creator has unequivocally proven my hypothesis. A legendary power, dormant since time immemorial, and now resurrected. There can be no doubt that this ancient power resides within you.
Save...
A ghost, perhaps? What is that look upon your face? I am no ghost, if that...
No. Professor, what are you doing here? Oh? Perhaps... Ah, so you heard me then. Yes, it was a nightmare. I've had them since I was a child. Stupid, pointless dreams I can't control. It's terribly frustrating. Just my childhood. A time before I had realized who I was destined to become. I had a feeling you'd say that. I suppose I could try, but only if you swear not to tell a soul. I appreciate it. I dream of my older brother, paralyzed, helpless. My older sister crying for help that never came. The youngest babbling words beyond meaning. I see my family dying slowly, waiting in the darkest depths for a glimmer of light. I once had 10 siblings, 8 older and 2 younger. Such a large family, and yet I became the heir to the throne. Do you know why? Every last one of them was crippled by disease, or lost their mind, or died. I was the only one left who could inherit the throne. Things kept getting worse. The darkness kept getting darker. In the end, I was the only one who survived. The nightmares are a reminder to never forget, to never allow such terrible things to happen again. Even now, I'm the only one who can carry the weight of the Adrestian Empire. The future of the Empire, of everything, depends on me. I shared more than I intended to. I suppose there's something in the air tonight. I've never told anyone about my past before. Please, forget I said anything. Sleep well, my teacher.
Thank you.
A stone? A stone. I do not understand. Yet, as I think of it, the pounding in my chest grows faster still. But is that me? Or is it you?
Right. What?
Could you help me out?
I could use your help.
Okay.
Why is that fish so still? Wait, is it swimming sight? Perhaps it is resigned to its woeful fate of being plucked from the water and eaten. Ah, Professor, you are so outgoing. I would like to have more opportunity. Might you help me with a favor? You have helped me so much.
Need something? This one? This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. See you again soon.
Hey, you.
Professor. It seems if he is not in his room, then... I have something to ask of you. I have something to ask of you.
You must be. However, you will most certainly fulfill the grand... May I ask a favor of you?
Ah, Professor. It seems if he is not in...
Practice yields results.
Well,
Oh, Professor, he was talking. Oh, Professor, he was talking. I'm not secretly eating cake. Okay. What's Bernie doing right now? Oh, fine. You got me. Keep it a secret, all right?
Hej!
Why did you think this was...
Oh, Gerald? There's a graveyard attached to the monastery, so you'll probably find him there. I can't remember where the graveyard is, but I bet Sedith knows.
Toll, die hat keine Ahnung, wo der verdammte Friedhof ist. Willst du mich verarschen? Und wo ist Seth schon wieder? Da hinten.
Really?
We're back. It can be a little hard to find. Would you like me to show you where it is? Very well.
Schwer zu finden, hä? Das ist doch.
Oh, that man, our House Fraldarius is Lord...
Mit dir wollte ich nicht reden. Lass mich in Ruhe. Ups, ich bin in die falsche Richtung geflogen. Da.
I was thinking we should visit your mother. She's resting beneath this humble grave. Oh, of course you would ask that. I wouldn't know where to begin. I suppose I haven't talked much about her. She was gentle and smart. Oh, so smart. A wonderful cook. Always kind to everyone. And she loved flowers. Whenever I brought her back an unusual flower, her face would light up. I cherish those memories. I can't count how many times she made me happy just by smiling. And she smiled the most when she was pregnant with you. She died right after you were born. She wasn't able to spend much time with you. But she loved you with all her heart. This one day...
Blablabla, was? Ach, ich soll das von dir lernen. Okay, coole Sache.
Well done. You have my thanks.
But she loved you with...
Ach, ja, warte mal. Ich soll zum Koch gehen. Nee, zum Schmied.
Knew I could count on you.
Nimm deinen Müll.
Hey there.
Mach mir eine Rüstung oder so. Ach, zum Reparieren, hä? Zum Verbessern. Gut.
Is this it? There you go.
Das da vielleicht. Das ist ein bisschen kaputt.
Is this it?
Der macht immer seine Waffen kaputt, dieser Trottel. Die ist auch fast im Arsch.
Is this it?
Nee,
Is this it?
verbessert ist da. Reparieren.
There you go.
Wie wär's mit einem Button alles reparieren, bitte? Nicht genügend Materialien, ehrlich jetzt.
Come back anytime. Hey there. Come back
Es ist
anytime.
schwieriger, den Schrott einfach zu reparieren.
Welcome.
Also einfach auf 9 kaufen. Dummy.
Will this one do?
Ja, danke. Dass ihr den Scheiß auch immer kaputt machen müsst. Interessanterweise geht der Schild irgendwie nicht kaputt. Ja, bevor ich es vergesse. So. Kann das Schwert des Schöpfers überhaupt kaputt gehen? Übelste Master of Disaster Schwerte.
Sometimes I wonder if your life could have taken you down a different path. If you had never met me and entered my service,
Den
you might
Massenmörder
have had a more
vielleicht.
peaceful.
A more tedious path. Inconsequential and spoiled rotten, like so many other nobles. Never.
Typ, Alter. Das ist so ein
My
Spaß.
duty to you is no mere obligation. I chose this. I had thought that would be obvious.
I chose this Iron Murder, your
I
fucking
understand you
face.
well, better than anyone. But when I see you at the monastery, studying with the others, it makes me wonder what kind of life you might have had without me. That's all.
Such a life may have had its appeal. I thought I'd left my years of carefree innocence behind me. But I cannot deny that I find myself enjoying my time at the monastery.
I feel the same way.
That enjoyment, however, is only thanks to you. Standing.
Ach Gott, halt doch bitte die Schnauze, boah,
Allow me.
Dieser Typ ist so ein Gespann. Ich kann den definitiv nicht leiden. Oh. Wollt ihr zwei euch wieder prügeln?
Just the right time, Edelgard.
Is that so?
Yes, I have a story for you. It's about a pair of nobles living about 100 years after the founding of the Adrestian Empire. One was Derek von Eyre. People called him the warrior prime minister. He bravely led soldiers into battle and mowed down his enemies. And the other
Was the emperor of the time. She wagered the throne in a duel against Derek and won. Why don't we do what our ancestors did and have a little duel ourselves? That's what you were going to say. But the answer is no.
You interrupted me! The warrior prime minister used a dramatic line to propose the duel, and you did not allow me to say it!
My apologies, Ferdinand.
Well, at any rate, you were correct in surmising that I was about to challenge you. But you were rather blunt in your refusal.
Ferdinand, control yourself. When will you tire of challenging me in pointless competitions?
I can quit now if you insist on it. I will not challenge you again.
You expect me to believe that?
Why do you look so surprised? Of course it is not a valid duel unless both parties are willing. Now that you have refused outright, I must come up with some other way of getting that which I seek.
I'm afraid to ask what you could possibly mean by that.
Only that I will find some other way of showing everyone that I am superior to you.
Fuck.
This has to stop. Perhaps I should have ended things with a duel after all.
Ach nee, Mann. Oh, ich würde gerne wissen, was er von Bernadette will.
Being outside is so tiring. Tomorrow's gotta be just an inside day, Bernie. Whoa, why is it so cold all of a sudden? It's as if an unspeakable evil...
You're late.
No, into the light! Back to the beyond from whence you came!
Are you telling me to die?
Hubert!
In the flesh. I came to ask you something.
Oh no, what did I do? Think, Bernie.
There have been sightings of a sinister figure carrying a sharp object, wandering the halls at night. A strange giggle, the glimmer of a needle in the dark, the sound of a door creaking open and closed.
I was embroidering.
I suspected as much. Then you leave me no.
What? No, I'm too young to...
About what I expected. That was quite a sprint. A shame you lack stamina. Now to my duty.
You're going to execute me, aren't you? Please, let me compose my last will and testament. The creak of a door. Sorrow like a needle point.
Bernadetta? A word. How would you feel if you fell or bumped into someone while carrying around that needle? Please watch where you're going in the future. How
Das ist verarschen. Manchmal ist er doch ein bisschen blöd.
Completely unreasonable. How will I seat it?
Hubie, what are you doing here?
A routine matter. No cause for concern.
Ah, so it's something to do with 80 then.
And?
She really is all you ever think about, isn't it? Look, I know you're doing all this so that she'll like you, but if you go too far, she'll end up...
This has nothing to do with swaying Lady Edelgard's sentiments. I do...
It really doesn't look that way to me. I bet you'd follow any order 80 gave if you...
Any order? But the answer is no. I will decline any directive that I deem would not be beneficial to her.
Is that right?
If Adi commanded you to find yourself a suitable...
If it would benefit her in some way for me to...
It's easy to say that now, with no bridal party in sight.
I don't care what you... But my only wish is to see Lady Edelgard fulfill her ambitions.
Hubie.
And I don't care what you think either. I would make any sacrifice to support Lady Edelgard.
You're right. I don't have anyone like that right now.
Then maybe now if you...
Quatschbacken. Dem seine Konversationen sind immer so scheiße. Ja, du verstehst dich jetzt besser. Hat sie gerade outright beleidigt, aber das ist normal.
With this idea, I may be able to get the one up on Edelgard.
This again.
Die beste Konversation von dem Spacken war die Unterstützungsstufe C für den Player-Charakter. Kommt er erstmal da rein, bedroht dich ernsthaft, dich umzubringen, wenn du ihm auf die Nerven gehst. So, ja, Unterstützungslevel ist gestiegen. Ich will garantiert jemanden in meinem Spot haben, der mich umbringt.
Before you reprimand me, take a moment to consider your own failings.
Your nonsense is tiresome, so I hope this will be the last time I have to remind you. Lady Edelgard is the Imperial Princess.
Yes, I understand that. That is what I strive to do, always. Thus my devotion to surpass Edelgard. So that if she needs guidance, if you think it is tiresome to have a mind of your own, you will never be much of an advisor.
Does the river of filth pouring out of your mouth ever stop flowing? Your obsession with all things superficial is disgusting. It's no use. You're hopeless.
I have nothing more to say to you. Get out.
Was?
Ferdinand? Our professor is wanting to see you. He has much concentration right now.
Diplomacy has an effect upon weapons development. Yes. Oh, Petra! How long have you been there?
A short time. You were devoting all of your attention to that book.
Forgive me, I was fully absorbed in my reading. I see you have been reading as well.
I am studying the history of Fodlan.
A history book? What a keen student you are.
I am wishing to learn all about Fodlan.
Oh, this? This relates to a little hobby of mine. The regional history of weapons development in Fodlan. Militaries have to adapt their weapons according to terrain and climate. And they have to keep up with technologies in other regions.
Yes, it
Oh, this is...
I get
Laberwagen, Alter.
Yes, it is.
La 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 la.
Bernadetta?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
It's just me, Linhart. What are you doing?
Painting! Just painting. Not important. Am I in your way? I'm in your way. I'll just go. I'm going.
No need for all that. I just came out here to read. I'll stay quiet and still so as not... If you want to go, that's fine too.
No. Oh.
Say, aren't you usually holed up inside?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for coming here. I'm sorry for bothering you.
Mad? At you? I fantasize about shutting myself in my room and never going outside again. However, I wouldn't be able to perform my research. That, Bernadetta, is a problem.
What? You admire me? So you want to copy me, is that it? And what's a copy do with the original? Replace it! I've got you figured out. I won't just sit back and take it.
What? That's not...
Alright.
Petra, would you pause a moment?
Yes?
I was observing your spear work, and I wonder if you don't think your transitions are sloppy. The way you move your arm before a strong thrust hinders your movement and slows your spear on its way back.
Which arm? My left or right?
I think the right... No, actually it's both. It's something about the way you move your elbows.
I am not understanding. Can you
Demonstrate? No, I'd hate to get...
But I must correct that. Or are you unable to do?
I am more of a theorist than a practitioner. I advise and you implement.
Then... please advise again.
It's all quite simple. Sometimes you make a big stab downwards, right? Before that, you lift up. At that point, you sort of let the tension go and stop. It ruins the momentum of the stab.
How can I be lifting up with no unnecessary moving?
It's the arm movement that's extraneous. Calculate the locus of the spear and the elasticity of the muscles.
Locus? Please. If you are showing me, I will learn it with quickness.
I won't waste your time with such demonstration. Besides, I need to...
Linhardt only likes talking. It is on myself to prevail.
Oh mein Gott. Oh, Kaspar, der Typ, der immer abkratzt.
Alright, time for some more.
Caspar! You have had new training recently, and I want...
Well, hey, they're definitely...
I am no... UT...
Alright.
Yes,
No, never mind, sorry. I was just thinking about...
I heard of...
No, it's...
Okay.
Fine. We can talk about it if you insist. You can stop pretending like you don't know.
What am I know?
About my
Your father? He is of the military, in the...
No, not that. Well, it's kind of about that. I'm talking... My father led your my...
You... So...
Bla bla bla. Bla la 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 la.
You... There's nothing...
Haben wir jetzt alles? Gut, danke.
No, but you're correct. Fine.
Quatschbacken.
I'm just... Well then... Dorothy...
Wunderbar! Los geht's. Jetzt hier aufs Schlachtfeld. Ey, gute Idee. Was ist hier? Du?
Swinging? I sincerely hope the saints' coffins were not damaged. Were you using magic? I've heard you weren't, but... Ugh.
War das alles? Gibt 2 Studentenkräuter. Ich soll dir Kräuter geben. Kräuter.
I'll gladly take this.
Kann man der Kräuter geben? Ermutigungskräuter. Hört sich super gut an. Hä?
Thank you.
I
Tschüss.
appreciate your effort.
Banditen auf der Margretstraße töten. Heißt, ich kann jetzt gerade nichts mehr hauen. Na gut. Fressen! Die ist aber schon hochmotiviert.
Delicious. After a scrumptious meal like that, I feel that I can really seize the day.
I would be liking that greatly.
Wunderbar.
Sounds fun. A little more secret spice, and hey, no peeking.
Was ist das? Tee? Gute Sache. Ich hab die ganze Zeit nur Apfeltee, das ist irgendwie dappig. Geht er weg. Mandeltee. Also liegt Tee einfach in der Wegschicht rum. Und vor allem willst du sie noch saufen, wenn er in der Wegschicht rumgelegen ist. Vielleicht eine Katze drauf gepinkelt. Immer checken, ob es irgendwas zum Einsammeln gibt. Ah, aha, aha, aha. Aha. Sehr schön.
Hi.
Nee. Da waren wir schon drin. Was macht ihr denn hier schon wieder? Ich frag mich, wieso die Pferde alle so komisch aussehen. Sehr seltsam. Alright, das war's. Ja, Unterricht beginnen. Was wolltest du, Autorität und Axt? Oh, scheiße, die ist schon auf C. Warte, die braucht Schwert. Stimmt.
I still have... I'm getting...
Der will einfach nur das da lernen. Klasse. Ja, bla bla bla. Reiten willst du, hä?
Never. Enlightening. I am quite...
Der ist eigentlich stark genug in dem... Vielleicht ein bisschen Anführungsgedöns noch dazu.
Never under...
Nice.
Seems simple enough.
Kriegst noch das da. Dies Fliegen schon auf D. Ich muss eigentlich mal gucken. Oh shit. Was man für Fliegen eigentlich braucht. Ich glaube Speer, ne?
Your guide.
Du wirst Dieb werden. Seltsam.
I have understood. One step. You are.
Ultra Combo! Gut, dann kriegst du noch ein bisschen Bogen. Keine Energie mehr. Gute Sache. Hätte ich für eine gute Sache. Weiter geht's.
May I ask you something?
Nö. Geh weg.
Is that so?
Professor?
Du willst Hexer werden? Okay, na dann. Sowas in der Art habe ich mir schon gedacht.
Thank you, Lady Bernadetta. I will take my leave.
Oh, good. Bye! Finally. Oh, that was awful. Please don't sneak up on me like that! That lady asked me to show her around. I tried to be polite, but strangers are just so nerve-wracking. Oh, yeah? How about when I first met you and I wouldn't come out of the corner, or even uncover my face? Actually, now that you mention it, it's funny. Once I started talking to you, I stopped feeling scared. I wonder why. You know, Professor, you might be the first person I've been... I'm happy about it, too. When we first started out here, we had to do drills. Outside. I skipped those every chance I got. It's a terrible idea going out in the forest with all these people you don't even know. Thanks to you, though, I can actually make it through class now. I'm grateful for that. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't here. Sorry. I am okay. I'm doing just fine. What? You saw that? Why would you see that? You were watching me? That crosses the line, Professor. Singing? Me? Why would I be singing? I'd never be singing. I've never been useless, worthless, unmanageable.
Fuck.
Okay, let's do this. Indeed, I will do my part. It is done.
Oh, I see now. I work to grow.
Alright. Auf das Schlachtfeld! Los geht's. Welchen müssen wir machen? Das da. hat noch genug Heal-Pots, die hat noch genug Heal, die hat noch genug Heal, der hat genug Heal. Keine Heal-Pots mehr.
Welcome. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is
Das
that the
könnte
one?
hilfreich sein.
Thanks a bunch.
Das ist Weihwasser. Wie teuer ist das? 600.
Is
Das
that the
kriegt
one?
der. Der verreckt bei
Thanks a
den Nasen. Nee,
bunch.
der ist mittlerweile mal endlich Level 5. Ansonsten verreckt er mir immer weg.
Come back soon.
Ja, das sollte so passen. Wo sind die Gegner? Das ist mein Bogenschützenmann, der Front von mir. Shit, wie ich aussehe, ey.
Stay focused.
Okay.
Put me in there.
Der wird mich angreifen, das ist nicht so schön.
That's my cue.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre. As you wish. Back to the fray.
I will prevail.
Battle?
I will get the victory.
That was nothing. The splendor of nobility. Only a fool challenges me.
Weggeklatscht. What? Die hier muss Level 10 werden. Der hier muss ein Level abkriegen. Nee, keine Strategien benutzen, das brauche ich nicht. echt nicht hin, den zu killen, Mann. Okay. Jetzt gibt der hier nachgeschaut, weil diese Latten da nicht können. So, jetzt hat. Das ist wie bei Pokémon Viecher zu leveln hier. Den starken kriegen einfach mal voll auf die Schnauze.
And I didn't even enjoy it.
Didn't even enjoy it. So, es wäre cool, wenn du den da einfach mal killen kannst. Er killt auf jeden Fall dich, wenn ich nicht was Gescheites mache. Wait a fucking second. Reicht Donner auch? Nee. Okay. Toast!
I won't go down so easily.
Oh, dammit, der kriegt jetzt voll den Fokus ab, hä? Der ist ziemlich tot, kannst du? Nee. Okay, dann nicht. Zack.
You were wide open.
Yay, wenn die Level 10 wird, kann ich zum Magier machen. Kannst du rein zufälligerweise irgendwas tun, damit das Viech da verreckt? Nein. Schade. Kein Follow-up? Schade. Jetzt hat er aber. Wie viel brauche ich dafür? Das reicht auch.
What a jump.
Flame Spirit, protect me.
You worked hard for nothing.
Wow, amazing.
I can fight through anything.
Okay, wenn du verrecken willst, kannst du mich gerne angreifen.
Should I have held back?
will ihn eigentlich nicht sofort killen. Braucht die XP aufeinander auf den. Der Tüsse zum Beispiel.
All roses have thorns. Sweet of you.
Oh, du hast ganz schön in die Fresse gekriegt.
Caution is needed.
You were wide open.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Nice.
No one makes it past me.
Failure is not an option.
Hey, je, ihr seid nicht gerade schwer.
I will get the victory.
Ich meine, nicht mal der Typ mit den blauen Haaren verreckt, ey. Das ist so der eigentlich immer drauf geht.
Thanks.
Weil er halt unbedingt Axtkrieger werden will und die Statur von dem Wicht hat. Okay, halten wir mal hier drüben. Und zeig mal her, wie stark du bist. Oh, Haltbarkeit -3 ist halt bei dem Schwert ein bisschen kacke, ey. Warte eine Sekunde. Okay, er verreckt nicht einfach. Hatte schon gedacht. Na, jetzt ist er auf jeden Fall tot, ey.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
God damn it.
Thanks for helping.
Kann die den treffen? Nein, schade.
I can fight through anything.
Wow, er hat ein Level up. Gut. Echt, seit der irgendwie mal eine Klasse hat, ist das alles bitte. Oh, er ist verreckt. Ich hab die ganze Kampfanimation übersprungen. Die stehen ein bisschen Mist. Mit dem Strategie Game krieg ich sie nicht.
I won't go down so easily.
So, jetzt kann ich aus deren Magier machen, das ist gut.
Now you know your limits.
Phew.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
My thank you so much.
Professor?
Thanks.
It is done.
Impressive. Thanks.
I passed thanks to you, Professor.
I passed? Well...
My thanks.
Erbe von was? Komisch. Gucken. Empfohlen Level 9. Ja. Ja. Sind wir so, aber ja. Nicht alle, will ich damit sagen.
This weather is unfortunate. Those villagers were right when they said a storm was brewing. But they were more afraid of an attack than they were of the storm. Let's end this quickly.
The thieves have taken Conan Tower as their base. There it is in the distance.
Miklon must be more skilled than your average thief to have overtaken a place like that.
This area was the site of a massive battle several hundred years ago, when invasions from the north were at their peak. This tower was built for both surveillance and defense. It will be difficult to seize it.
You know your history, Gilbert. If I recall correctly, you're from the kingdom, aren't you?
I left my home long ago. If you have any questions about the mission, I'd be happy to answer them. House Gautier has always placed great importance on whether or not someone bears a crest. Margrave Gautier has 2 sons. A crest never manifested for his eldest. It's not hard to imagine why he left and wound up in this sort of life.
There's no reason that crests should have the power to dictate someone's destiny. Don't you agree, Gilbert? Forsaken by the goddess.
Dun, dun, dun.
My thank you so much.
Much appreciated.
Thanks so much.
I have gratitude.
Das ist der Gegner. Holy verdammt. Ich muss definitiv... Ich bin total pleite. Scheiße.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Du hast genug Heilmittel, du hast auch genug Heilmittel. Ja. Okay. Kann ich mit leben. Neun von 10. Wir müssen mal neue anheuern. Ach, das sind Verbündete. Gut.
We're almost to the top floor.
They have nowhere left to flee, so this...
That's my cue.
Rostlanzen.
I will prevail.
Check ehrlich gesagt nicht, wozu die gut sind. Gibt ein Gold.
Well done.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre. Stay focused.
Es ist irgendwie interessant, dass sie so früh im Spiel schon so eine Reliktwaffe bekommen. Gut, ich meine, die hat nur 20 Haltbarkeit, die geht ziemlich schnell kaputt.
Oh no.
Witness my power. Well, how was that? I must get stronger.
Lego. Ich mach jetzt aber echt mal diese verdammte Scheiß Truhe auf. Das hat ziemlich krasse Range. Ich jetzt mal aus, wie er ist. Nee, machen wir doch nicht. Oh, von hinten. Ja, das schafft der Typ mit dem Schild.
Enemies approach from the lower floors. Watch the rear flank.
Der läuft weg. Wie jetzt? Ich kann die nicht unterstützen. Oh, leck mich. Das gibt's doch nicht. Ferdinand stürzt mal hier vor. Der hat genug Range, um die zu heilen, das ist sehr gut. Ihr seid die Bataillon hier hinten, die sorgt dafür, dass wir wieder abfangen. Das ist sehr gut. Gefällt mir die Idee. Der ist nicht schwach, oder? Oh, vorbei. Tada! Danke, dass du den Platz nimmst. Den ich eigentlich gerade einnehmen wollte. Oh, einfach so. Zack, weg bist du.
Failure is not an option.
Das ist nicht schlecht, weil der hat Range. Der sieht zwar nicht so aus, aber der Speer hat 2 Felder Range statt nur einen. Zumindest der Speer, den der verwendet. Heißt, wenn der mich hier angreift. Alter, fetter Sack, jetzt auch nichts Blöderes hinlatschen können, oder?
You can't stop me.
All roses have
thorns.
Brilliant.
Oh, die kann aber zurückschießen. Eigentlich könnte sie. Ne, der hat einen Langbogen. Und, Human Advantage. Oder so.
You were wide open.
Oder einfach nur den Human Advantage. Okay, das killt ihn noch nicht. Wir müssen eine Fähigkeit einsetzen. Das sollte reichen, oder? Ja. Na klar, kriegt der jetzt, ey.
You're making me look bad.
Nein. Du sorgst selber dafür, dass es schlecht aussieht, mein Freund. Frostschwert, toll. Panzerbrecher, cool. Bestimmt so ein fettes Schwert, ey. Gehe ich dann irgendjemand, der noch kein fettes Schwert hat? Leck mich halt. Alter, was sind die für Range da hinten? Das ist jetzt irgendwie super optimal, Bro. Keiner von denen kann da angreifen. Scheiße, Mann. Ach, Quatsch. Die Gegner sind easy. Scheiß Bogenschütze da oben.
Whoa.
Weiß auch nicht mehr, ich glaube es reicht, wenn ich den da wegschnippe. Okay, ich muss aber einmal aus dem rumlaufen, das ist so blöd. Oh, der kann den angreifen. Easy. Und tot ist er auch noch.
As expected. I'm not setting a very good example.
Okay, warte, ich glaube, ich kann irgendwie Pause machen. Aber gut, jetzt passiert ja eh nichts. Alles klar. Machen wir jetzt eine Runde mit Chris. Mein Gott, ey. Chris und sein Kack-Timing immer.